Remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to this webinar. So this side Jairaj Nadar representing iNogic in the capacity of business manager, and in today's session I will take you through how you can manage all of your documents in the respective cloud storage with the help of our productivity add-ons that is attached to Dynamics and a SharePoint Security Sync. So for your information, all lines will be muted. In case if you have any questions or any queries, feel free to put it in the question window. I will be happy to answer all of your queries while having the Q&A session. So before I deep dive into the demonstration, let me give you a short brief about iNogic. iNogic is one of the leading service provider and an independent ISV. We are also an exclusive Dynamic 365 CRM boutique shop that has been in the business for more than decades now. We also been active in the CRM community in which our blogs are very popular. As you can see on the screen, these are the various productivity add-ons which iNogic has to offer. Among all, I would like to talk about some of the key flagship product of iNogic. Starting with Maplytics, it is a market-leading CFMD certified product which provides capabilities like visualizing CRM data on map, route optimization, territory management, smart appointment planner, and much more. And next, I will talk about the SharePoint Security Sync, in which we will see in the today's session how this comprehensive solution can integrate a Dynamic 365 CRM with the SharePoint. And yeah, attached to Dynamics is again a comprehensive solution for integrating Dynamic 365 with the respective cloud storage which you choose, like whether you want to do it for a Dropbox, Azure Blob, or a SharePoint. It's up to the customer choice. So apart from this, all of these productivity add-ons, iNogic is also an SI. We do provide an offshore development services by assisting our partners and the customers. So if you need any more information related to any of our productivity add-on or service related, you can do reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. So this is the agenda for the today's session, where we will be seeing the challenges faced by the users in managing the documents and how we can optimize those with the help of our using document management apps. And we'll see how the syncing process works with the help of our solution, that is a SharePoint Security Sync. So finally, we'll see follow a demonstration, and then followed by demonstration, we'll see I will be having a Q&A session. So let's begin the session with the challenges. Though Microsoft Dynamics CRM is a sophisticated system, many users faces many challenges in managing the documents in the respective cloud storage. Let's say, for example, if a user wants to upload a multiple file or simply drag and drop a file to the into the system so that the file gets uploaded to the respective cloud storage, which is not possible as of now using the out of the box functionality. Or there is no current provision for like user can synchronize the CRM data model along with the SharePoint. There is no provision where you can automate the syncing of CRM data model, security model with the SharePoint. And also, like, since the lot of attachments are residing into the CRM, so that consumes a lot of storage space, which is really again a concern for the users. Like, they need to buy an additional storage space for managing the documents. So keeping this all challenges in mind, we have come up with the solution that is attached to dynamic and a SharePoint Security Sync. So how you can optimize using this solution? So the stats that you see on the screen, as you all may be knowing that any organization having unorganized records or a data or documents in the respective cloud storage can really lose the productivity. So that's the percentage that you see. It's exactly the same, where if the documents are not well organized, so loss of productivity has been done for like 21% of that on a daily productivity loss. And however, like, since a lot of documents are residing or coming into the system, like email attachments or daily activities, all of those attachments, so that consumes a lot of your CRM storage space. So we do, with the help of our solution, like 30 to 40% has been saved in a storage cost. Like, many users buy an additional storage space of the dynamic CRM. So currently you all may be aware that the storage space has been, the cost of the storage space has been increased by the Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So that puts them to worry as well. And yes, you can save like 23% has been saved in managing the security access. So that means, like, unauthorized users cannot able to access any confidential data that has been kept in the respective cloud storage. So it replicates the CRM security model along with the SharePoint. So with the help of using this document management app, so you can reduce this CRM storage cost, increase the productivity, reduce the IT cost, and thereby efficiently you can manage all of your documents. So this is the productivity add-ons. Like, I would like to talk a bit more about this productivity solution. So attached to Dynamics and SharePoint Security Sync. So attached to Dynamics is again our like, as I said earlier. So this solution can able to integrate with all of the cloud storage as of now. So currently it supports 3 different cloud storage, that is Dropbox, Azure Blob, and a SharePoint. So if a user wants to manage a document in the respective, like, let's say for example in the SharePoint, and some of the few of the documents in the Azure blob, so yes, we do support that the multiple connectors can be configured in the attached to Dynamics solution, and they can able to manage the document in the respective cloud storage. So yes, what about the security concerns? So whenever the security aspect comes into the picture, so that's where our product SharePoint Security Sync plays a major role. Like, it is only for the SharePoint. It supports the security aspects. So let's say if a user was been given a user level role, and if you want to replicate the same security model in the SharePoint, so yes, that's how this product SharePoint Security Sync works. So you don't need to give or provide any manual intervention of in process of syncing of attachments or syncing of records from CRM to the SharePoint. So I guess maybe as of now, as we came across from all of the customer, like, they used to do a manual intervention, giving the permission, setting up giving the privileges to the users manually into the SharePoint. So over here, so what privileges and what security role that you are giving to the users in the CRM, the same will get automatically replicated into the SharePoint. So that saves your time that you put in terms of giving the privileges or access to the users in the SharePoint. So this too we'll see in depth in a live action going forward in the session. So what are the features that it has? So you see the security role sync to the SharePoint. So just now, as I said, like, you can, so what security role that you are giving to the user, whether it is a user level role if a user has been given a salesperson role, so what user level can able to see or access in the CRM, the same will get replicated in the SharePoint as well. And auto create folder structure. So you may be aware that like SharePoint has some limitation of uploading of 50,000 items in a single document library. So to overcome those challenges, recently we have come up with this new feature, like you can create a custom folder structure in the SharePoint. So that is the new feature that we have come up with, the overcoming these challenges faced by the users. An intuitive interface to perform common file or a folder action. So we have a UI called as an attached to dynamic UI, where you can upload, download, rename. Multiple actions can be performed on the go with the help of that attached to dynamic UI. And the security privileges. So you can define, like while configuring the one-time configuration for either of the solutions, so you can define what the security privileges that you want to give it to the user. Whether you want to give upload options to the user, yes, that is pretty much configurable. Or if you want to give a download email, yes. However, some organization may be a concern about the delete, like the user don't want to have the delete options to delete any records, delete any file in the system. So you can simply remove those options as well. Drag and drop, yes, like using the out of the box functionality, you can upload one file at a time, right, using the files tab in the CRM. However, we do have a UI where you can simply drag and drop multiple files or folders into the respective cloud storage. So that saves the time that you put instead of uploading a single documents at a time. Email link or a file as an attachment. So you can also send in an email, the file added as an attachment or as a link to the respective users. So that we have within that attached to dynamic UI as well, which I will be showing you in the live demonstration. And save the storage space. So this is the important feature that I would like to talk about, because attached to dynamics plays a major role in this feature. Like if you have a lot of attachments that are in the CRM, and if you want to completely migrate those attachments from the CRM to the respective cloud storage, so yes, this is where our feature bulk migration job plays a major role, and which migrates all of the attachments from the CRM to the respective cloud storage, and thereby reducing the CRM storage space. So these are all some of the key features which I would like to highlight, and let's see all these key features in a live action. Let me switch back to my CRM window. So for the webinar purpose, I've already pre-configured a SharePoint Security Sync solution in one of my environment. So initially we will consider the challenges faced by the users with the use cases, considering an organization using a SharePoint as a cloud storage for managing their documents, and we'll see how this organization overcome those challenges with the help of this document management solution. So for the better understanding, I have logged in a 3 different user. That is Samuel, who is the sales manager of this organization, having a organization level access. So that means he can able to see all the accounts in the CRM as well as the same into the SharePoint. And on the other window, I have logged in as a Bella, who is a salesperson having a user level access. That means the record which she has created in the system in the CRM, only that can be visible in the CRM, and the same will get replicated into the SharePoint. So she cannot able to see any other records either in the CRM or into the SharePoint. So this same applies it to the other user, that is Beverly. So this is again the 2 record which Beverly has created, which has been into the system, and the same for which the document location has been created, that can be seen in the SharePoint as well. All right. So considering an example which I was talking about, let's take organization is using a SharePoint as a cloud storage for managing the document, and they were facing a lot of storage issues. Like since the multiple attachments, email attachments are hitting into the system on a daily basis, this puts them into the worry that all of the attachments are coming or residing into the system that hampers the storage space, and this puts them to buy an additional storage cost or storage space, which is an expensive for them. So keeping this concern, like how our attached to dynamic solution can overcome those challenges is we have a feature called as a bulk migration job. So what you can do is all of your history of an attachments. So for this purpose, the demo purpose, I've already run one bulk migration job in the system, which I will show you now, the completed one. So what exactly this bulk migration job will do is, since this organization is facing the document management, like storage issue, right? So you can schedule this bulk migration job in the system for the activities, like for the notes attachment, the email attachment, as well as for the sales literature attachment. So that means like the activities. So the activities includes the email, the phone call, the appointments that has been added as an attachments. So all those will be considered in the activities, the sales literature attachment, or the notes attachment. So you can define or you can run the bulk migration into your system, like for which all the entities that you want to migrate all of your attachments from the CRM to the respective cloud storage. So this have history of an attachment that are in the CRM, right? So what I will do is I will just select a notes attachment which I've already created, and here you define or here you select the connector. So here you define the SharePoint which you have integrated configured. That connector will be listed out, and you need to do that. And you schedule the date when you want to perform this bulk migration job, when you want to run this job to be performed. So that you can define. And the important piece over here is the attachment action. So based on the one-time configuration that you do it over here. So let's say we have two options over here. One is copy and other is move. If you select it as a copy of an attachment will be residing in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint as well. However, if you select as a move, so move plays a major role. Like if you want to completely migrate the attachments from the CRM to the respective cloud storage, so yes, with the help of this attached to a dynamic solution that has a bulk migration job feature, you can easily migrate all of your attachments, the history of an attachment. So if I say history, the historical attachment, that you can define the duration, like whether you want to do it for a last week, last month, last year, or any custom data that you want to set it, it's up to your choice, like from how long that the data that you want to migrate to the attachments that you want to migrate to the respective cloud storage. So once you have scheduled the bulk migration job, so as soon as it has been performing, you see in the information tab, like total how many records has been processed, how many has been succeeded, and what was the file size of it. And if any failure has been occurred while migrating of all of your attachments or migrating attachments from the CRM, you will be able to get the status over here. And also we have a log entity which you can able to easily get a tracked and get to know the status of that. So if any failure has been occurred. So that's how by doing this or by creating a bulk migration job in the system, the organization can easily overcome the challenges that they were facing of the storage issue. So since you may be also thinking the email has a lot of attachment and the email content as the rich text field, which consumes a lot of storage space of the CRM. So I could say, like recently we have come up with this new enhanced version of attached to dynamic, which also covers that part. Like any emails that comes up with an attachment that the email body contains any rich text field, the HTML file, anything. So that also get migrated to the respective cloud storage to the respective, thereby reducing the CRM storage space. So I'll show you the live and how the real time works over here. So this is the history of an attachments. So you may be also thinking, what about the real time attachments? So this is the which I've done with the pre-configured. If I want to do in the real time, how can I perform that? So yes, that is also pretty much possible. let me show you one account. Let's say, for example, I have created one account. So let's take like this. The user is adding a notes attachment into the system, and I want that notes to get migrated to the respective cloud storage. And once the attachment has been migrated to the respective cloud storage, the link will be left in the body of the node. So that's how you can able to easily recognize what was the file that were uploaded against this particular record. So for that, we used to leave the link in the body of the node to identify what was the file that has been uploaded to this particular record. We'll see how this works over here in the real-time migration. So this is the attached to dynamic UI, how you can, where you can perform a multiple actions, which I said earlier as well. We do have options of uploading a file in the old school method as well, or a folder, or you can simply drag and drop a file onto this UI. If I select and if I want to upload this file, I can simply drag and drop a file onto this UI as well. So I will come back to that attached to dynamic UI in the session. So over here, we are seeing like how we can migrate the attachments in a real time over here. So let's say, for example, I've added a notes attachment, product 002 for the Mavi solution. And why I wanted to hit that A to D button UI is like since I want to create a document location into the SharePoint. So that's the reason I add a hit on the attached to dynamic button. So once I click on add note, so what exactly it will happen over here is, since I have already pre-configured the entity configuration for the account entity, like the attachment action as a move. So whenever any attachment that has been added against the record, that will get migrated to the SharePoint, and the file will be left, the link will be left in the body of the note. If I refresh this timeline, so there you see the file has been successfully migrated to the SharePoint, and the link is left in the body of the note. And if I go into the SharePoint, let's say for the account entity, so this is the solution, Mavi solution is the account. So there you see the file, the product 002 that has been migrated to the SharePoint. So this how, like whenever any on a real time, if a user is performing or any adding any attachments or the attachment that are coming into the system, the same use cases applies onto the email entity as well. Like you may be also thinking, what about the email activities? So yes, the email that are coming in, receiving or the sending the emails with an attachments. So yes, that can also get migrated to the respective cloud storage, and it will get organized based on the entity. In the email entity inside that it will get uploaded. So that's how you can simply migrate all of your attachments from the CRM to the respective cloud storage, and thereby you can overcome the challenges that you are facing the storage issue. So this was related to the like the storage concern part. Let me show you how this attached to dynamic UI works over here. So this is the UI that, let's say for example, if a salesperson or any user who's been working or want to upload a multiple files or folders. So just now we have seen how they can simply upload or drag and drop the file onto the UI so that the file gets immediately uploaded to the SharePoint. So that's the file that we have seen over here. The SAM was the folder which we have uploaded, and inside that these are all the files that are residing. So that's, we have seen it in the simply drag and drop a file onto the UI. If suppose if I want to download this file, yes, that is possible. You can download this file. If I want to rename, so yes, that is pretty much possible. And on the go, if you want to send an email, you can either add as an attach as a document, or we have other options as well. You can attach as a link as well. So when you select as an attach as a document, a new email window will be opened up with the file added as an attachment. So So instead of, so the best part is over here is like you don't need to navigate to the different pages or in order to create any new email, then add a file attached to do that. So over here, with the help of the attached dynamic UI itself, you can just simply select the file that you want to attach and send it in an email. Just click on this email button. Either you can send it as a document or as a link. So we do have that two options over here. And if suppose if you want to send any anonymous shareable link, so that is also option is available. Like you can either send as a read-only link or an editable link. So when you click on this, like you will get a copy of a link which you can send it to the required users, to your colleague, that if you want to send it as a read-only, then you can send it as a link. And if I want to create a folder, and inside that folder, if I want to upload any file, so that is also option is available. Like you can create multiple folders, and inside that folder, if you want to upload any files, that is also pretty much possible over here. So this how you can create a multiple like you can perform a multiple actions, and if you're configuring a multiple connectors, so you will see a SharePoint, Dropbox, and Azure box over here as well. And if you want to do it for a multiple connectors, you'll see the drop down. You can select the multiple connectors over here, and for which SharePoint site you want to upload the file, so that is also possible. So this is how you can easily manage your documents within the CRM, and also you can overcome the challenges that a user were facing of the storage issue. That coming to the security, now what I've done is like I've managed the document into the system. So the files that are uploaded into the SharePoint, what about the security concerns? So I don't want all of the users to see those files that are uploaded into the SharePoint. And I want, based on the security role that has been assigned to the user in the CRM, those should get replicated and it should be work in the same way into the SharePoint. So this is where, which I said, our product SharePoint Security Sync plays a major role, comes into the picture. Like, since I said Sam is the organization level access, having a sales manager role in this organization. So that means Sam can able to see all the records in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint. However, on the other end, Beverly is the salesperson having a user level role that has been already given to the Beverly, and she can see only those records which she has created in the system, or the record that has been shared by any users or assigned to them, that can only be seen in the CRM. The same should get replicated into the SharePoint. So over here we will see, let's take an assume an example, like since Beverly is working on this GM solution, the potential account, and let's say she's going on a vacation, or for unfortunately she want to share this record with your other colleague, that is Bella. So that is possible, like you can share this record and what privileges that you are giving to the user. So that will also get replicated in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint. We'll see how it works. So for example, GM solution is a record which I've taken, and if I wanted to share it to Bella, Bella is the other user which I've logged in the other window. I'll select it, and here comes the important part. So what privileges or what permission that you are granting to the users, whether you are giving a read-only access, so then the user cannot able to make any changes against the record either in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint. So that's how the security aspect works. So let's say, for example, I have given only the read-only access. I've shared this record. So now Bella should be able to see this record in a CRM, and the same, like since this is a read-only access has been given, so now Bella should be able to see a record in the system with the read-only access, and the same should be in the SharePoint. So now I see only 3 records. Let's refresh it. There you see a GM solution is a record I see now in the Bella account. And if I open that, I cannot, since I have only the read-only access, so I cannot able to make any changes or edit any records or any field over here. So this we have seen in the CRM. However, if you go into the SharePoint, the same should work. The same security model should get replicated, right? I have seen the GM solution over here that I see in the CRM, and if I open that in the SharePoint, so the files, any files that are uploaded against this record, it will be seen over here as a read-only. the user cannot make able to make any changes against this particular record folder. If you see over here, there is a pencil icon that indicates the user don't have any access or make any modification to the files that are uploaded against this record. So that's how it replicates the same CRM security model. So along with the privileges, any addition, modification, deletion for users, or modification of any users, adding a users to the team, or removing users from the team, associating, disassociating the users. So all will get replicated in this SharePoint as well. So that's how the SharePoint Security Sync model works. Like any changes or modification that has been done into the CRM, the same will get replicated into the SharePoint. So thereby you can really overcome the challenges like the unauthorized users cannot able to access the confidential data that are into the SharePoint or into the system. So this how you can easily like manage the documents in the SharePoint with the help of SharePoint Security Sync solution. And as I was talking about earlier, the new feature that we have added up with the challenges that we have come across from the customers, like what about like limitations of SharePoint? Like if we can upload only 50,000 items in a single document library for a particular record or a particular record. So we have overcome those limitations with the help of create custom folder structure, which I mentioned earlier. So that what you need to do is simple one-time configuration that you need to perform. And for this account entity, there is a column next to create custom folder structure. So you can create your own custom library folder structure into the SharePoint, considering your use cases or your choice. So let's say, for example, this organization wants to organize a record in the SharePoint in a yearly wise. Let's say 2022 to 2023 to be migrated in one respective folder, and 2023 to 2024 in a different. So depending upon the customer's choice, like we do have given a provision for by period, by starting character, or any custom if you set it. If you want, you can create that custom folder structure into the SharePoint. So let's say, for example, I have taken a period, I have selected the months, and if I select as a 12, so that means for the entire 12 months, I wanted the record should get organized accordingly for the account entity record. And the folder format, you can create a record folder format as well. Here you need to define the logical name of it. So as of now, I'm not defining anything. So let's keep it simple, and I've saved it. So now that means whenever any new record has been created, so the folder structure will be created into the system, and the file will get uploaded inside that folder. We'll see how that works over here. Let's say I'm creating a new account. And since I wanted to create a document location, I hit on the E2D button as well. And also, yes, we can do with the files tab, which we do using out of the box functionality. So once the document location has been created, so that means the file will, and if any files has been uploaded inside this folder, and we'll see the document library structure into the SharePoint, how it has been created. Let's say, for example, I'm uploading one file. Let's say this, I have uploaded the product 002 itself, and we have a simply navigating into the SharePoint. So there you see account Jan 2023 to December 2023. This is a custom folder structure which has been created now in the SharePoint, and inside that, this was the account that we have, like live webinar demo, which I have created now, and inside that the file got uploaded. So that's how you can simply create a document like a custom folder structure into the SharePoint over here. So this was the basic entity, out of the box entity, which we are document library into the SharePoint, and this is the one which we have created now. So that's how the interesting feature that we have recently added up of creating your own custom folder structure into the SharePoint, and thereby you can start managing or uploading a document into that respective cloud storage. So this how like the user can able to easily overcome the challenges that they were facing of having uploading multiple files. So we have seen like the Bella, the security aspect of like how it works in terms of like any changes that has been made to the users in the CRM, the same will get replicated into the SharePoint with the help of SharePoint Security Sync solution. However, what about like if we change the security role? You may be also thinking if we change the security role, how it works in that case. So yes, if a user Beverly has been promoted to a manager level, so she should be able to see all the records that has been seen by Samuel. That is, since Samuel is also a sales manager, the same will get replicated in the CRM as well as into the SharePoint as well. So let me show you how it works. Like if we change the security role, since I'm changing the security role of Beverly as a sales manager, so now I've changed the security role of Beverly. So that means Beverly should be able to see all the records in the system as well as into the CRM as well. So now see currently Beverly can able to see all the records in the system, which is pretty much possible. And since based on the document location for which it has been created for that respective accounts, those will get synchronized and that can be seen in the over here. So since the syncing will be in process as it contains the multiple records, as soon as it will get listed all of the records over here. So that's how you can able to synchronize the CRM security model along with the SharePoint. So so this how you can I would like to conclude that the SharePoint Security Sync and the attached to dynamic can able to really add a value to your practice based on like reducing the CRM storage space, minimizing the time consumed for uploading your documents, and yes, the security aspect, like you can, the unauthorized user cannot able to access the confidential data. The CRM security model will replicate the same into the SharePoint with the help of our solution. So now shortly you will receive a poll on the features that you like the most in this solution. So here's the poll. So I would request you to kindly cast your vote on the features that you like the most. Ten more seconds to cast your vote. I would request you to kindly cast your vote on the features that you like the most. Thank you for casting your vote. Let me switch back to the presentation. So these are all the some of the common questions that we do get from our customers. Like, are the attachments easily accessible once migrated to the cloud storage? So yes, as we have seen, like any files that has been uploaded to the respective cloud storage, the file has been left in as a body in the body of the note. So this from that they can able to easily get to know. Are the attachments on the SharePoint Security Sync compatible across devices? So yes, it supports in all the devices like laptop, mobile, desktop. So all of the devices it is pretty much compatible. Which types of SharePoint site does SharePoint Security Sync? So it supports the multiple SharePoint sites which we have seen, and is it possible to sync previous records in a bulk? So since with the help of a bulk migration job, yes, you can able to easily achieve that bulk migration of attachments from the CRM to the respective cloud storage. So attached to Dynamic and SharePoint Security Sync, both the solution is available in Dynamic CRM 9.x and above, and also Dataverse as well, and which can be deployed on online. So in terms of SharePoint Security Sync, so the SharePoint should be in online along with the cloud version. The CRM should be also the online version. So now let's have a Q&A session. So feel free to put your questions on the chat question window. I would be happy to answer you. We have a question from one of our attendee. How about team-owned records in Dynamics? So yes, it should pretty much work on that case. If any users are added to the team, so in that case also it should work. It will replicate the same. I hope this answers your queries. Another question from one of our attendee, does security also work with the records owner as a team? Yeah, the same. In this case also it will work on the record owners as a team as well. Yeah, any more questions, please feel free to put your questions on the question window. We have another questions like, what are the capabilities of attached to Dynamics? So as I said, like attached to Dynamics can easily reduce your CRM storage space to the respective cloud storage. That is currently we support attached to Dynamics support 3 different cloud storage, that is SharePoint, Dropbox, and Azure Blob. So depending upon your choice, you can easily configure the connectors into the system, and you can able to manage all of the documents or migrate the document to the respective cloud storage. And also, like as you have seen, like attached dynamic UI also has the multiple actions that you can perform, like multiple files or the folders that can be uploaded to the respective cloud storage. I hope that answers your query. Another questions like, does this work for the file attachment field? Yes, it will it will work on that as well. Another interesting question is, the SharePoint folder creation automated, or does the user need to trigger the folder creation? No, it is, as I said earlier, it is automatically created. No need to do any manual intervention on that. The syncing will get automatically, and you can able to see the folder will be created into the SharePoint. I hope that clears the query on this interesting question. So we have another interesting question. How long is the typical configuration period for setting up the product? Are we taking days, weeks? So in this case, just I would like to say that since it is a managed solution, just you need to install the solution, and the setup would hardly take 25 to 30 minutes, I could say roughly. So that's how once it has been set up, has been done, then you can play around with the solution. So it won't take a days or a weeks or time. Just on, I would say roughly 25 to 30 minutes. If everything's are in the right place, then definitely you can configure it in a right away and play around on that. Yes, do we have another questions from one of our attendee? What happens if someone deletes the security in SharePoint by mistake? So if you mean to say like you are deleting the security, that means the folder or any records into the SharePoint. So in that case, the syncing won't work in that case. So it will stop, since we are doing a syncing process from CRM to the SharePoint. So that's how it works. The security model from like any changes that were made into the CRM, and those we will take it forward or replicate into the SharePoint. However, if the other case, like if anything mistakes happens in the SharePoint, it won't be reversed, or it won't be the syncing won't work in the other way. So in that case, you just need to again pre-configure the settings, then you can play around with it. I hope that answers your queries. We have another question from one of our attendee. How is this SharePoint based on configuration managed? So could you please elaborate a bit more on this, because I couldn't able to understand a bit clarity on this question which you have mentioned. I really appreciate the question that you mentioned, but however, if you could please elaborate on this point, I would be happy to answer you. In the meantime, we do have other questions, like when you look at the pricing, how is that calculated? It is based on all the licensed CRM users. So for licensing model, we consider all the system read-write access users. So those will be considered in our licensing model. So our licensing is based on the tiered structure pricing and read-write access users. So that's how the licensing has been calculated. And if required, we can share the pricing in an email to the requested users, the attendees. I'm sorry. So we have another questions. Will it follow the security around a business unit? So a record from a business unit A is only visible for a user from a business unit A in SharePoint. Yes, it is pretty much possible. That's how it will work. The same based on the business unit. So we have a request from one of our attendee, like please forward the pricing. So yes, as I said, we will definitely share the pricing in an email to the required attendees. So we have a request from one of our attendee, like they need to set up a call. So yes, definitely, I can send you in an email regarding the available slots, and from there we can connect it in a Teams call to address all of your queries that we can exchange, and I can assist you on that. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, any more other questions, guys? In the meantime, like, I'm happy to answer you. So in case if any questions comes up in future, like, you can reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. We will be happy to assist you.